Monsieur le Chancelier, j'ai l'honneur de vous présenter Madame Jennifer Flanagan, dont nous soulignons les efforts de longue date pour favoriser un enseignement plus inclusif en sciences, technologies, ingénierie et mathématiques. Madame Flanagan a travaillé avec diligence tout au long de sa carrière pour que la formation en STEM transcende ses frontières traditionnelles. Elle est présidente et chef de la direction d'Actua, qu'elle a cofondée au milieu des années 1990 et dont elle et son équipe ont fait le plus important organisme sans but lucratif de promotion des STEM auprès des jeunes au Canada. By partnering with the corporate sector, governments, and other nonprofits, and through camps, classroom workshops, clubs, and community outreach, each year, Actua programs engage 350,000 Indigenous, rural, and other underserved youth. The nonprofit helps prepare young people to be innovators and leaders by engaging them in exciting and accessible STEM experiences that build confidence and critical employability skills. Ms. Flanagan is a longtime advocate for empowering girls and young women. Among her other efforts, she has served on the boards of the Girls Action Foundation and the International Network for Women in Engineering and Science. She has also contributed to many other national and international boards and committees dedicated to furthering educational opportunities. Monsieur le Chancelier, au nom du Conseil d'administration et du Sénat, j'ai le privilège et l'honneur de vous présenter Madame Jennifer Flanagan afin que vous lui décerniez un doctorat ès sciences honoris causa.
Ladies and gentlemen, ask Dr. Flanagan to address the convocation.
Thank you, Nadia. Monsieur le Chancelier, Monsieur le Recteur, invités d'honneur, parents et amis, chers diplômés, bon après-midi à toutes et à tous. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a huge day, and I know you're getting tons of congratulations, but I think you all need to shake it up a bit and give yourselves a hand. Before I have the great honor of addressing you, I would like to take a minute to recognize and thank the people sitting behind you and above you, those people that have helped get you to today. So let's give it up for the moms. Are there moms in the house? Yep. Okay, the dads, the grandparents, partners, spouses, the person you met on Tinder last night. Give it up for them. Yeah, we can pretend they're not here. Everybody who helped support to get you to where you are today. Such an important day and proud day for them. I would also like to acknowledge the beautiful land on which we are gathered, of the unceded Ganyagahaga people. At my organization, Actua, we remind ourselves constantly that Indigenous peoples have always known about engineering and science. We recognize and celebrate that STEM has been embedded in Indigenous knowledge for generations and has greatly contributed to our Western understanding of science. I, as you can all maybe imagine, am absolutely so honored and so blown away and so proud to have been awarded this honorary doctorate from such a progressive Canadian institution like Concordia. And I am incredibly honored that it is from the first university in the world to name its engineering faculty after a woman, and I couldn't be more thrilled that Gina Cody is here today. It's incredible, incredible. Now, I need you to bear with me a little bit because usually when I'm on a university campus this time of year, it's to talk to a much different audience, to talk to little kids at one of Actua's summer camps. So just go ahead and put up your hand if you need to use the washroom. Or later, feel free to find me if you want to talk about the unexplained noises coming from your parents' bedroom at night. Yeah, it happens more than you think, so watch those little ears. I also need to take a minute to thank my special people up here in the special box. My family, my dad, Frank, my mom, Rita, my youngest brother, Peter, my two little girls, Juliet and Chloe, along with my friends, my work family. They should all be up here today standing with me because they have every single day contributed to getting me to this point. It's a particularly big day for my dad, who is a lifelong professional civil engineer. Give it up for my dad. Waited a long time to see his daughter on an engineering stage. Finally happened. I am here today because I have committed my career so far, and believe me, it feels like a very short time ago that I was sitting in your seat for my own graduation. But I've committed my career thus far to ensuring that every single youth in this country has the chance to sit in the seats that you're sitting in today. And as I began to think about what I wanted to say and what I could possibly share that would inspire you, I struggled. And I'm sure many people in the box up there would tell you that I don't often struggle with words, but I struggled because for the past 2 years, it's been anything but inspiring. It's been hard, really, really hard. From school closures to isolation from our closest family and friends, to serious illness, to fear, the pandemic has profoundly impacted all of us. For you, this happened at a time that was supposed to be full of experience and full of fun and personal growth and freedom. It has been really hard not to lose hope at times. As part of my work engaging thousands of youth across Canada in STEM, and in my role as a mom, and as a boss, and as a friend, I have witnessed this feeling of doubt among many. I have witnessed increased mental health issues, and I have witnessed dwindling confidence and motivation, especially among youth. What I'm most concerned about is how those already facing deep inequalities have been disproportionately impacted. I say this not as a pessimist, but as a realist. I want to acknowledge that it's okay to still feel a bit lost, to feel disappointed, and quite frankly, to feel pissed off that so much has been taken away from you. But while so much of what has happened in the recent years is tragic, I want to remind you that there's still a lot of hope. And I firmly believe that not only is there hope, but that lies in engineering and in technology. And it now lies within all of you. One of my earliest memories is going to the engineering building at the University of New Brunswick with my dad, who I mentioned was an engineer. He also taught at the engineering school for years. I didn't understand at that young age at all what an engineer did. But I knew he was a leader, I knew he solved problems, I knew he loved his work, and I knew that he was making a measurable impact in the communities where we lived. And as I grew up, I realized that I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to lead, and I knew I wanted to help people. So fast forward to my first year of biology, so I took a little detour into science, at the University of New Brunswick. One day, very nondescript day, a poster caught my eye, and it simply said in black marker, "Hey, do you want to start an engineering camp for kids with me?" Responding to that poster changed my life and was a major step to getting to this stage today. The poster caught my attention at a time when I had been realizing more and more how privileged I was. I knew that thanks to people like my parents, frankly, the color of my skin, my economic status, it was much easier for me to see myself in STEM. That following summer, I traveled around the province to every single small, rural, First Nations community talking to kids about the power of science and engineering. I was blown away by their curiosity, their boldness, their questions, and their unique worldviews. It was that summer that I not only truly realized that massive inequities existed, but I saw them firsthand. I saw the racism that was built into the very systems meant to educate and prepare them for the world. I also understood that the world needed programs like Actua's, that these hands-on STEM programs could give youth meaningful ways to share their ideas, could reignite their hope and their confidence in the world, and that with skills in computer science and engineering, they could create the change that they wanted to see in their communities. And that is exactly what I want to remind you all of today. The world, of course, needs science and engineering, but science and engineering needs all of you. You, having built the skills that you have today, now hold the power to not only engineer and design our post-pandemic world, but to re-engineer and redesign the culture of these fields to make them more inclusive and more diverse. Some of you got here quite easily, while others had to overcome very significant barriers. But you're all now in a place where you can use your privilege and your voice to fight for things that really matter. And what matters now, more than ever, is breaking down barriers for others and showing the world how truly transformational the fields of engineering and computer science can be. Yes, you've heard about and you know and you're living that the world is facing an unprecedented number of challenges, and we'll look to you, the builders of tomorrow, to solve these challenges. And that is a load of pressure. Yes, it's pressure. But I can tell you that things are going to be okay. You will be okay. I say this with great confidence, knowing how much you've had to overcome just to be in the seats that you're in today. So my call to action for you is this. And I encourage you to listen and to just put these thoughts in the back of your mind as you move out into the world, because some of them sound cliche, but I promise you that they will come back to serve you. Challenge the status quo as loudly and as often as you can. Move forward with unrelenting optimism and hope, and use your skills to change the world, which you'll do every single day, but do it for things that make you happy. And don't be afraid to look at the companies that you're about to work for to see if they too are aligned. Don't be afraid to ask them tough questions. Ask them about their diversity and inclusion policies. Research how many women or other minorities are on their boards. And remember to make space for diverse voices in everything that you do. Using your privilege in these small ways will make a phenomenal difference, I promise. And it's not only going to be a difference for those who face the barriers, but for all of us, for this country, who will benefit greatly from more diversity in these fields. And lastly, it has been a long, long 2 years for all of you. And I wish you, especially today, all of the fun. All of the fun. Please have the best time tonight celebrating. It has truly been my honor to spend this time with you. Thank you again, and congratulations to all of you.
Dr. Flanagan, thank you for sharing your enthusiasm, your vision, and your experience with us. I'm sure it's been quite motivating for all of us here, so thank you.